to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
Found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me keep on running toes. They gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
Right? Doing this.
I felt it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Okay, welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm excited about today's episode. This is a special episode, man, because football, man. The NFL season is winding down. Yeah, winding down, man. I know in these, in the NFL chat, the chat you should be a part of, all season talks are already started. All right. But now they will officially start after this episode, really, like when we come back Monday. All right. But I got two of my bros with me, as you can see. Mr. Done for himself. Just like yesterday, he was ruled out yesterday, and then he got back on the injury list as questionable, and then it was a game time decision, and then he ended up being out right today, right? So he's not, he's under the weather, but get well. I know you're gonna be in the comments, but I got two of my bros with me. I got Davey Dollars himself, all right, Mr. Your Doghouse. And I got CTC Finest. Carl, how y'all doing, fellas?
I'm great. I'm excited about today. We got a special guest coming on the show to talk about, her basketball career. So I can't wait for that part. And, I got an enemy right beside me right now because I know exactly who he's picking for the Super Bowl. So I'm excited about today's show. What about you, Carl?
Spoiler alert. Dave just had a major spoiler alert, but I'm doing great, man. I had a little trouble at the crib. I ain't gonna go too deep, but other than that, we fine, you feel me? So man, just can't wait to get into the show. Awesome games last night, college basketball, FAU, UAB turned out to be everything it lived up to. I mean, hyped up to be and more. So ready to talk about the Super Bowl though this Sunday.
Yes, sir. I know you feeling good. Your boy got his second MVP, man. How you feeling?
Last words. Oh, I got something for them MVP voters.
Oh, yeah, of course, right?
Of course. You knew that was coming, Joe. You knew that was coming. He got to represent FJA. He got to represent FJA.
All right. So, Dave,
I ain't done.
Okay.
I just had to introduce myself a little bit, and then, of course, I had to let Carl go. But it's Friday. Mm-hmm. Super Bowl picks today. Before we do anything, we got to turn up first. Turn me up. All right, now, Joe, do your thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go. I'm gonna let you, when you address it, Carl, I'm gonna ask you a question about it. But all right, we are streaming this on 3 platforms, y'all. 3 platforms. So make sure you like it on all 3 platforms. IG, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So like on all 3 platforms, follow and subscribe on all 3 platforms. Share this video on all 3 platforms so you can have others come on and watch live with you. And look, use that comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting down throughout the show. We appreciate all the comments and communication throughout the show. But if you're feeling good, and it's a $ right on the bottom of that comment section when you enter your comment, you click that, and you pick a dollar amount and you put a super chat in, we will pause the scene, hold up, and then give you the floor because we appreciate all the donations and the gifts. All right. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Let's get right to it. All right. Matter of fact, I got you, Dave. This is your game, So look, Like they said, we got a special guest coming on in the second half of the show, Kaila Charles. All right. But before we get Kaila on, we got to talk about this big game on Sunday. As I mentioned last episode, Dave, man, 2 years in a row, the team made it to the NFC Championship game. 3 years in a row, my bad. And this time you got over the hump with a different quarterback. All right. But you're going against the up and coming GOAT, I should say. All right. I'm not going to crown him yet. Some might crown him on this panel, but not me.
It's
All
me.
right. So you got a
Yeah.
big game ahead of you. I'm pretty sure everybody got a glimpse, probably an idea which way you're going to go, but you never know. You can hit us with a surprise. So Dave, who you got winning this game and why? 49ers or the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, if you see the background, you know who I represent. Now, in the beginning of the season, my Super Bowl prediction was Ravens Niners, and I had the Ravens beating us in the Super Bowl. However, only one of those teams made that Super Bowl, and that is the 49ers. I'm going with San Francisco. I believe this is the time that we finally get over the hump. I said this on AJ's show yesterday, full time out, and I'm gonna say this again today. Every single game that we've been favored in the playoffs that Kyle Shanahan has been there, we've never lost.
Mm.
He is 6-0 in all games he's favored in the playoffs. The 49ers are favored in the Super Bowl by 1.5 points. I believe that Kyle Shanahan learns from his mistakes. As far as what my gripes I have against him when it comes to playoff games and big games in general, that he gets away from what got him there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's going to take full advantage of having Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell being in that backfield, and I feel like we're going to attack this 19th ranked run defense in the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe that will help us be able to open up the middle of the field. But they have some really good linebackers in Kansas City, with Nick Bolton being one of those guys, and I believe he's going to be able to attack the middle of the field, where Kittle likes to be, and Brandon Ayuk most of the time comes across the middle along with Debo. I believe Purdy will get some chances to be able to get some passes down the field. Now those corners for Kansas City are amazing. L'Jarius Sneed is one of the best cornerbacks one of the best young cornerbacks in the league right now. Those safeties are really good, so he's going to have to be very accurate when it comes to throwing the ball, and I believe he'll have that opportunity in the middle of the field as long as he doesn't try to do anything crazy. I believe that we win this game. We win it close. I don't see a blowout at all either way. I believe we win 27-24, and we finally catch number 6, and we become the winningest franchise in the NFL because we already have the most playoff wins out of any team. But now we finally get 6 and be one of the 3 teams that have 6 Super Bowl titles.
All right. Carl?
I don't even have to speak. Y'all know my answer. I'm going with my GOAT. Mahomes, man. I'm going with Mahomes. I'm going with the Chiefs. No rhyme or reason. It's just like I told CJ against the Ravens when CJ was breaking down all the ways the Ravens might win. And I told him, bro, I ain't got no X's and O's, bro, but we going against Mahomes. Same thing with the 49ers. I ain't got no X's and O's to break down for you. You're going against Mahomes, and it's hard to bet against Mahomes. You want to talk about a guy in the playoffs, his record, I know it's 14-3. 2 of them games he lost to, the Patriots with Brady. D4 jumps off sides. Patriots go down and score, take advantage, get the ball again at OT. Chiefs don't touch the rock. You got the game against the Bucks where, hey, you lose both your tackles. It's hard to win a game when you got 2 seconds. You got to snap and hike and run. So that's another loss. And then the one he did lose on his own was the Bengals, the AFC Championship. Ain't can't put that nothing but Mahomes. Second half, you didn't deliver. It is what it is. But other than that, Mahomes playoff games, man, he just turns it up a level. Look at this playoff run, for example. All the turnovers, drop passes, all that out the window. The execution has been flawless for the Chiefs this whole playoff run. It's been a whole 180. And let's talk about Mahomes as a dog. Mahomes is now 10-1 as an underdog against the spread and everything like that. The spread is so low. You take the +1.5, you might as well take them to win. So I get, but not Belichick, Jesus. I get that Shanahan is 6-0, which is very impressive as a favorite. But you're expected to win those games. Mahomes is 10-1 in games. He's not expected to win.
Mm.
So I think that's more impressive. You got Andy Reid calling the plays. They've been dialing it in. MVS been making some key catches. You got Travis Kelce, who turned his play up a notch because his play wasn't looking that great in the regular season. He was dropping a lot of passes. A lot of people like to blame Kadarius Toney, and he got rightfully so a lot of the blame. But Travis Kelce kind of skated by as he was messing up a bunch too in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, like you said, and they also got that defense. I was right behind the Ravens, number 2 defense, L'Jarius Sneed, who I picked as an All-Pro and my R2L All-Pro. Trent McDuffie in the nickel in that slot. Trent McDuffie blitzing, covering, he can do it all. Justin Reed, I feel like
I definitely forgot to mention Trent McDuffie. He's a dog.
Yeah. Justin Reed, I feel like it's such an underrated safety. And another underrated guy that stepped in huge for the Chiefs, Drew Tranquil. I think Drew Tranquil is so underrated at that linebacker spot. I think you can make play some safety with him too. Y'all already know about the 2 linebackers, Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, which I think Willie Gay is playing in this. So y'all know about those 2 guys. And then let's not forget about Chris Jones. Chris Jones up front, wreaking havoc. So I'm a rock with the Chiefs in this one. I think Mahomes gets 3, and conversations are starting to be had about Mahomes and another guy that I will not speak of that needs to be a father.
All right. I'm going with the Chiefs too. All right, and just like kind of what Carl said, Mahomes created this mystique. He created this thing around him where like winning just follows him. I can't explain it. They're going to find a way to win type deal. And the situation the Chiefs and Mahomes are in right now is probably the best version of the Chiefs. But in our eyes, we looking at it as the worst version. But if you look at it, when you have a great defense like the Chiefs and you have arguably the best quarterback in NFL history quarterbacking, that's most likely going to be a dub, because all he got to do, we talked about this yesterday, Dave, is kind of game manage and make a couple of spectacular plays just to keep them afloat on certain drives. So it's going to be hard for me to pick against them because I watched the Lions, what they did to the 49ers defense. I watched the Packers, what they did to the 49ers defense. I watched what they did to the run defense, and the Chiefs are going to run the ball. I know Carl mentioned that in the chat, I believe, how even the Chiefs established the run. I think you're talking about it with Lamar. So they're going to do that, and we all know what they're going to try to do: get an early lead. Right? They're going to chop down the field slowly but surely. The first couple of drives, going to kill some time, get an early lead, run the ball, don't make mistakes. Carl, you mentioned that one game that he actually played bad in. Since losing that game, right, the man is 6-0, 70% completion percentage. This is in playoffs, averaging 260 yards a game, right? TD interception ratio 11-0. Passing rating is 107. The dude, you're on a different level. I came in here foolishly and picked the Bills, even though I said I got a feeling about this is a bad decision. I'm gonna pick the Bills, right? And then I picked the Ravens, knowing that Mahomes on the other side, Joe. So I would be crazy, man, if I picked against the Chiefs right now. So I'm going with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. And for real, I got the same score you got, 27-24. And Mahomes being an MVP. And like Carl said, it's going to be some real GOAT talk after this.
Yeah, like I said, I expected everyone to pick the Chiefs. Mahomes is who he is. Like I said, that mystique he said. Remember, we had that. Whose win would be more impressive between Lamar and Mahomes? And now the conversation being had is maybe no one in the AFC can stop the Chiefs and Mahomes. But we're in the NFC. We have also a top 5 defense that's going against them. We saw what the Ravens were able to do in the second half, and I feel like we're going to be able to make sure that we are able to match that. The thing that I kept hearing was about the defensive effort for San Francisco. Now, when you look at the entirety of the game, Chase Young did give up on a few plays. I will say that, but majority of the time he was getting pressure, and he was able to make some plays in the backfield. So I feel like as long as the game plan is set the way that it is, that we'll be able to make some stops. I mean, there's only so much you can do to contain Mahomes because he is who he is. He's going to make plays. You're not going to be able to dominate him. So I just feel like we're going to be able to match that offense, and our defense will be able to make some plays. I mean, we got All Pro Ward back there. T'Challa Gibson is going to make some plays. We have the best linebacker crew in the NFL with Drake Greenlaw and Fred Warner. So we're gonna make some plays. I hear you, but our linebackers in the Super Bowl right now. So
that don't make you the best.
don't matter. Don't matter. Fred Warner's the best linebacker in the league. So we're gonna make some plays, and I feel like we're gonna be able to win this game finally.
All right, so I clearly disagree with the best linebacker tandem. I can give you less best linebacker, but tandem I can't give you that. And my boy Roquan is definitely coming for best linebacker, so there's that. But this is my thing, right, with the 49ers, which y'all do have a really good defense, but Ambry Thomas can be gone after.
Yes.
Travarius Ward at times can be gone after. He was a Chief, and the Chiefs do know this. Who else your corner? Lamador and Lenore.
Lenore.
Yeah, he's cool in that slot. He did really good in the slot, but he can be gone after as well. He likes to play aggressive. And here's my thing. The Packers game. Y'all were down for majority of that game. Packers missed a field goal. Y'all go down, take advantage and win. Lions game, down 17 at a half. Lions really smoked that game away. You go down like that against the Chiefs, that ain't happening. The Lions, Josh Reynolds dropped the 4th and 2. Y'all take advantage. The next one, Dan Campbell gets no, that's not the next one. The next one, Josh Reynolds drops an easy 3rd and 10 conversion, punts the ball. Y'all take advantage. Then immediately after, Jahmyr Gibbs fumbles. Y'all take advantage. Dan Campbell gets over aggressive and goes for it for no reason when you can tie the game. Y'all take advantage. It's just I don't see the Chiefs doing these things that other teams did that could have got y'all out of the playoffs. The Chiefs are going to take advantage of mistakes. They're not going to make too many mistakes of their own. And one thing I forgot to mention was besides the Ravens game in the playoffs, Mahomes hasn't gotten sacked. We got to him, but the Bills weren't able to get to him. The Dolphins weren't been able to get to him. Now y'all might be able to get to him once or twice, but I think Chiefs are going to come not a dime a dozen. What's the reverse of a dime a dozen? Far and few between. So I think that's going to also help the Chiefs as well.
Yeah. I feel like Joe Thuney not being in this game is going to help us.
He didn't play against us.
Yeah,
I got you, but I feel.
Okay, that's Dave. Okay.
I thought it was me too.
All right. So I agree with you, Carl. Like the Ravens led the league in sacks this year. Mahomes, he's playing mistake-free football. So all that pressure stuff on the 49ers, this is a team that, you might get on once. I don't even think they're going to get them twice, but let's say once or twice. Y'all got them once, right? The Ravens?
No, we got them maybe 2 to maybe 3 times. I can't remember. I know we got them twice though.
But he got pressure a few times, but Mahomes is the best at creating time in the pocket. But I look back at the first time they played in like 2020, and I'm not gonna lie, the 49ers, that was one of the toughest games Mahomes ever played. They did a good job against Mahomes in that game. Obviously, it's a different Chiefs team. Like I said, the defense is much better. I believe that 49ers defense was really good too. And that team period. And Jimmy G blew the game. But the 49ers they can win this game. But they will have to eliminate those mistakes they made those first two. Like you said, Carl, like when you playing the Chiefs, it's like playing the Patriots, bro. In the Tom Brady era, you gotta be sorry, Carl, but you gotta bring your A game. You can't worry about the flags. You can't worry about none. You can't worry about the little small margins the Ravens fail to do, like getting on unsportsmanlike conduct flags. The late hit flag. You can't do stuff like that. Dropping wide open passes. That ain't gonna fly against the Chiefs. You gotta capitalize on everything. But y'all had a team to do it, but y'all had to get an early lead. It's gonna be tough if the Chiefs get a lead for y'all to win this game. Like it really is. With that defense,
I don't think it. I think if they go up like 7-3, I think we still have an opportunity. Now if they go up like 14-0, then all right, we got a long road ahead of us.
And Shanahan too, because the strength of that defense is the secondary. In my opinion, the Chiefs defense, right, is a secondary. Mm-hmm. So Shanahan, you know how he is. He can get past happy sometimes. So
I know. That's why I feel like this game he will learn from his mistakes. We'll run the ball a lot more with CMC and Elijah Mitchell,
Really?
and we'll take advantage.
You said that before the Lions game, and he really didn't.
Yeah, but we still ended up winning that game. That's the Lions. I don't
CMC
think
can be
I don't
beaten.
think I don't think he's gonna make that. I don't think he's gonna make that mistake now with CMC in the Super Bowl. I think he's gonna run CMC as much as he can right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear you. I know you want that to happen, but like I said, we said that before the Lions game, and he really didn't.
But he got 2 weeks to prepare, so
Yeah.
I got you. He got a longer time to prepare. Everybody's rested up. And one thing I want to say is, as far as when it comes to drop passes, how many times have you seen drop passes from us this year alone?
you said yeah.
You said something about drop passes, about making sure that we don't drop any passes. We haven't done that all year long, regular season or playoffs. So we're
I
one
think
of
he was
the.
using that as an
I
example.
mean, Kittle did drop one right between the numbers, but
Yeah, that's one. But what I'm saying is that don't happen often for us this year, regular season or playoffs. So I'm not worried about that at all.
And like Tomo said, don't sleep on the coordinator Spags.
I don't. Who sleeps on Steve Spagnuolo? We know what he can do. He won 2 rings with the Giants. We know what he does with that defense.
Tom Brady racer.
I know all about Steve Spagnuolo, so trust me, I'm not sleeping on this defense at all. I didn't say we were going to blow this team out. I gave them their respect. I'm not sleeping on this defense whatsoever. But don't sleep on our defense either.
Mm-hmm. Scared it, man. It's gonna be a good game. Who you have MVP? I know you got Mahomes, Carl.
Of course.
Who you have MVP, Dave?
I got Purdy.
Oh, so
running the rock.
I got Purdy as the MVP.
Okay, so Carl, let me ask you this: if Purdy wins Super Bowl MVP and they beat the Chiefs, what's gonna be your how you gonna like what kind of respect are you gonna give Purdy after that?
I already gave Purdy respect like 2 weeks ago.
You did after the line when he came back on him, right? The line was that?
No, I think I did it after the Packers game.
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
He did it after the
Lions.
Lions.
It was after the Lions.
Everybody did it after the Lions.
It was
just
after
about everybody.
the Packers game. I was like, "Ooh, Purdy almost cost them." So yeah, it was definitely after the Lions.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because after the Packers, everybody kept saying, I mean, I get it, you know what I mean? Like he did what he did, but
it was like he came back.
Erase a bad game. Yeah, that's what I said.
He came back, but did he really come back?
No. I said he came back, but that don't erase a bad game.
Not you. I'm talking about somebody else. I was on his show yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, I didn't even know AJ was live. I'm subscribed and all that. So my bad, AJ. I'm gonna go back and watch. But I didn't even know he was live.
Yeah, I went back and watched this morning. But all right, cool. Yeah. So you got a big game. Big game tomorrow. Big game Sunday. It's gonna be big, man. I mean, if Mahomes win this, you know, I still want to say he's the GOAT, but he's again. I still, if he wins this, he's still third. You know what I mean? Like, he's not even past Joe Montana.
Third?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, you got to fill up his resume. Yeah,
I got him past.
Joe Montana got more rings.
Okay, Joe. I see you giving my boy Joe Montana.
I get it.
But thank you, because he don't get a lot of respect.
There is a case because Mahomes, if he wins MVP, this will be 3 Super Bowl MVPs too. So that's big right there for Mahomes.
I get it. I do. I rock with Joe Montana, but man, look,
Is it because
he
because of Notre Dame?
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. I swear, it's not even that.
He said, "Yeah, Jerry Rice."
He did.
You mean?
But you discredit Jerry Rice. Well, how you gonna say he?
I don't discredit Jerry Rice. I just don't think he's the GOAT.
Who is the GOAT tight end?
Hey man, that's tight end.
Come on, bro. I mean, and both of them play with great coaches. You know.
Yeah, that's true. What's his
name?
Bill Walsh.
And Joe Montana, he left the 49ers, went to Kansas City, and almost got them there.
Yeah, he beat the 49ers in their head-to-head.
So he I feel like he solidified himself. Like when he went to Kansas City.
Number 2 though. Nah, if Mahomes win, I think he out of there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at it because, like I said, 3 Super Bowl MVPs. You know, Joe Montana don't have that, but he is 4-0 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
And he never threw an interception in the big game either.
I know.
Mahomes' worst playoff games are in the Super Bowl.
The worst one is with a bunch of contacts though, but the other
49, he threw 2 picks.
The other one I'm with you. That's why I said
right there. He threw 2, right? against y'all the first time. Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. I was rooting for the Chiefs that game, and I was a little worried. I was like, man,
I was too. I think J-Mo was at my house too for that one. I was worried as a mug.
Right. So that Super Bowl, man, was so. I think Montana still too. But we have that debate though. Had that debate afterwards. He has to first of all, he has to win the game first.
Oh,
How disrespectful of us having this conversation in front of David like this. Like they're gonna win the game.
Cool, y'all.
Right. It's gonna be a good one. I ain't give a score. Do you want me to give a score?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I'll go. I like it. I like the 24-40 49ers. I'll go 31-24 Chiefs.
31 points.
I mean, the Lions put up 27 and could have put up more. They put up 27 in one half. And the Packers put up
24 in one half.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No. I thought they went scoreless in a second.
It was 24-7.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
a late touchdown.
But look, let's be real. Once you say that the Lions offense is probably better than the Chiefs this year, like you look at it, the Lions have
they have much better weapons.
Season, yes.
Yes, but yes, you're right.
What you mean?
Now, the way that Mahomes has been playing now,
I'm not gonna lie. And against the Bills, that's probably their best. Like, not the Chicago Bears game because they whooped the Chicago Bears, but outside of that game, that was probably the best offensive game I've seen the Chiefs do against the Bills. I'm not even gonna lie about that. But against y'all though, Carl, they were non-existent in the second half. Like, so
also the best defense in the league.
That's true, right? But the Bills are depleted at the defensive side of the ball. And the Dolphins, come on now. I mean, that's the most injured playoff team in the whole playoffs, right?
No, I get you. But still, one, the Chiefs weren't even expected to beat the Bills. And two, the Chiefs could have put more points. And McCole Hardman ain't fumble out the back of the end zone.
That's true. I think the Chiefs gonna do what's necessary. If the 49ers do a great job against the Chiefs defense, the Chiefs will score points. If the 49ers struggle offensively, the Chiefs probably won't score. It's gonna be a close game. The Chiefs are going to play right at that line, whatever that line is. That's what they're going to do. So, unless y'all turn the ball over and get them extra possessions, then they might blow the doors out. But that's going to be the key right them turnovers, man. Of course, that's so cliche, but that's going to be key. All right. So, Carl, you stand on or not? We doing?
Yeah, I can stay.
Let's get out. All right, y'all. So, we're going to go on a quick commercial break. And after the commercial break, like I said, we have a special guest coming on, Carla Charles. Looking forward to that. Excited about that. But those are picks, y'all. Those are picks. Hold on. Did Tom ever hit me back and tell me who he picked?
Yeah.
He did?
I think he did. I thought he did.
No, he didn't. And let's do it in the comment section.
Wow. I know what he picking though, so you ain't gotta ask me. I know.
Oh, before we go on break. Well, it's going on break first, and we'll bring it that super chat. All right. So
let's get it.
It's going on break, y'all. I got you, Dave. See y'all in a minute.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me keep on running toes, they gon' take them.
Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Let's go. All right. So we got the second half of the show. But before we go forward, we do have a couple of super chats. All right. Dave, you want to read this first one?
Yeah. Shout out to Cardo, member for 6 months. Shout out to Arturo. We here. New defensive coordinator here. A Zimmer, bring back that 90s Cowboy defensive bump. Quinn Trader.
Oh.
LOL, just kidding. Hashtag Antonio Gates snub, SMH. Hashtag Dallas Cowboys.
Was he really snubbed? I gotta look at the list again.
Patrick Willis made it. Andre Johnson.
Yeah, is that a
That
snub?
that I'm not gonna lie. Andre Johnson shocked me. I'm not
Really?
gonna lie. Yeah, it kind of
He was
did.
one of the best receivers in the game
I
when he was
get it. He's
there.
one of the best receivers, but like I don't know. I didn't think of him as a Hall of Famer.
Are
But
you serious?
let's not have this conversation right now. All right, but like
Yeah, we
I know
got this
I gotta go
after.
back and look at the
We got
numbers and
this
stuff.
after the show.
And Antonio Gates not being there, but it depends. I gotta see like how long they qualified to be Hall of Famers, all that stuff. But
5 years. You gotta be 5 years
I,
removed.
I would have thought Antonio Gates Hall of Famer before Andre Johnson, in my opinion. So
I ain't mad at that, but I don't know if that's a
yeah.
snub.
And then Tomo, another super chat. Go ahead, Dave. Got his pick in.
Yep, he said 199 super chat. I'm going with the Chiefs. Hashtag stay at 5. Yeah,
So
I
you
knew what he
dirty.
was. I knew what he was going with.
You dirty.
That
Let
was
me read that.
that was obvious. That
Oh
was
man.
obvious.
Oh. All right, y'all. So, like I said, we got a special guest for y'all today. All right. We talking about a young lady, probably the hardest working young lady I know personally. Um, you know, watch the grind. Not close up, but not from a distance either. I kind of saw, from the start, from the Roosevelt days, and then going to Riverdale Baptist, and then going to University of Maryland, getting drafted. It's crazy because when she got drafted, y'all, I moved to Rhode Island literally like 2 years before that, and I was like, I told her dad, I'm like, she don't go to Connecticut. She got drafted to Connecticut. I'm like, let's go. Went to a couple of playoff games, that was pretty good. But yeah, so it's watching her journey, and like I said, one of the hardest working women that I know. She's backstage. Let's bring her up. Go ahead, do it for me, Dave. Let's bring up Miss Kaila Charles.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Thanks for
What's
having
up,
me
Kyla?
today. Hello. How are y'all doing?
Doing awesome. Appreciate you for coming on. I know it's a 6 hour difference where you're at right now. So the schedules are kind of like a little off, but we appreciate you coming on, especially in the short notice too. Appreciate
Of
that.
course, this is long overdue, so I'm glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it. All right, so look, we're gonna get right to it. I know we
Get
said
to it.
9:30. It's 9:34. Yeah, we got a lot of Terps fans in the comments. All right, so like I said, you started off like far as your high school career, you was in Roosevelt, and then I remember that you in your last year in high school, you went to Riverdale Baptist to get more exposure and stuff like that. All right. And then you committed to UMD, had your career there. So if you can just walk us through that, your transition from high school and into college.
Yeah, so like you said, I was at Eleanor Roosevelt for 3 years. And I love the school, love the atmosphere, but the competition wasn't quite there at that time. We were winning by an average of 40 points every game. We won states by 30 points. And so I ended up
Mm,
making the decision my senior year to go to Riverdale Baptist. And I was already committed to University of Maryland. So it wasn't necessarily like to get a scholarship, but to challenge myself before I went to the next level.
mhm,
So when I went to Riverdale, we played a national schedule. We went to the Virgin Islands. We went to Arizona for the Nike Tournament of Championships. We went to New York. We played top competition all around the country, and I think that's what helped me like develop even more, getting ready for Maryland. And we actually won a national championship over there my senior year. Um, and so I think that prepared me for when I went to Maryland because I knew that it was going to be a whole different game going on the
mhm,
college scene. And so a lot of people didn't expect me to play at Riverdale. They were like, why would you leave? You're the champion, all this stuff. I was very comfortable, but I wanted to challenge myself.
mhm,
So I left. And then going to Maryland, a lot of people didn't think I was going to play either. And so that was always like a chip I had on my shoulder. And going into Maryland, I've always set goals. So my goal was not only to play, but to start. And my freshman year to my last year or my last game, I started every single game
mhm,
then. And Maryland was an experience. We're playing in one of the top conferences. We're
mhm,
usually one of the highly ranked teams. So I did play against top teams, played against UConn, Louisville. We went to the NCAA tournament. We won a couple like 5 Big Ten championships in my 4 years there. So it was a great experience. And I think ultimately that helped me get ready for my professional career.
mm. Before we move on, all right, I do got a question though. So that's crazy. So like, all right, so you were in a situation in Roosevelt, Eleanor Roosevelt, and y'all was just blowing out everybody. And the easy thing to do, because Maryland is already there. You know, you're good. But to get more exposure, prepare you for the next level, you try to up your competition for the next level. Went to Riverdale, and you got the traveling experience, like the college life. All right. But I do remember one game though. I think you were a freshman. All right. When y'all played UConn when they was on that long streak still. All right. And I forgot how many games they won in a row. They came to Maryland, they came to UMD, and then I think you scored like the first 8 points like that in that game. It was something crazy. Let's talk about
Something
that
like
experience.
that.
Yeah. I remember being there and I was waving my white towel and everything. All right. So but yeah, let's talk about that experience. Like you said, playing top competition, you know, like that's arguably one of the best teams in history, you know, in college history. So let's talk
Yeah,
about that
I mean,
experience.
I think like I'm a competitor, so when we do play against like the highly ranked teams, like I feel like that's when I step up the most. And so when we played UConn my freshman year, like you said, they were one of the top teams for like the last couple years. It ended up being a sold out game or almost sold out game. You were there, you saw there was white everywhere. It was a whiteout game. And I don't know, like something about just like the adrenaline, the crowd, the atmosphere, the competition. I think I did. I mean, I don't know if I scored 8 points in a row, but I did finish with 18. And like for a freshman, that was really good, especially in that stage. And I just remember just like, I don't know, I kind of just lost myself. Like I was just playing, like just hooping out there, just trying to win. And I think we came up short. I think we lost by like 5 or 3. Like we were one of the closest teams to almost beat them. I wish we won. But like just having that atmosphere, that's definitely one of the moments I'll never forget, like at Maryland. One of the games I'll never forget, honestly.
That atmosphere was crazy. All right.
I got a question, if y'all don't
Yeah,
mind.
go ahead, Carl. Y'all do your
All
thing.
right. So first of all, congrats on winning states. I know it's something that's hard to do, even though you just killed my whole conference. But congrats on winning states and winning the Natty. But this is more of I went to Flowers. You don't know that, but I went to Flowers. So we rivals. How was
Yeah, I
it
know.
playing Flowers? Because we had a pretty decent women's basketball team when I went there, but I think you're a little younger than me, so I don't know how we were when I left. But we were pretty decent when I
No,
went there.
they were always one of our competition. Like they had Dejanay Boykin at the time who went to UConn and was D1, a good player, USA. And so they were definitely one of our top competitions, and they would always hype the game up. But we did end up winning by like 20. So,
Oh God!
so they weren't up there. We weren't
Shut
crushing
it
them,
down.
but we did end up like it wasn't just me. Like we had a team. Like I don't know if Roosevelt will ever have a team like that. And we had a team where like 4 or 5 of us went D1, and they played on the next level, and they did well, just like I did. They may not have played professional, but I know some of the girls are overseas playing right now. So they didn't play in the WNBA, but they're playing professionally right now. So we had a really good squad. Like on top of having me, we had like 4 or 5 people who would have double figures, 20 points a game too. So that's why we were just like so far ahead of everybody.
Yeah, I get it. Also, I don't know if you've been reading the comments, but Tomo's been kind of going at me because I went to Michigan State. So I graduated from Michigan State 2016. So I talk trash about Maryland because we know y'all Big Ten now. Y'all moved from the ACC, y'all in the Big Ten. Y'all with the big girls and big boys. So how was it playing in the Big Ten?
It was definitely different. Obviously, when I came, they were already in the Big Ten, so I didn't have the ACC experience. But Big Ten, the players are big. Like they're huge. Like there's some huge players from top to bottom. Even now, it's one of the best conferences over the past years. Like the competition has risen. And like my first year, we were beating everybody. We lost maybe 1 or 2 games. I think I may have lost like 8 games in my whole college career, like conference wise. But our first year, we were blowing out people, and then second year it got a little like tougher. Third year there was different winners, different conference leaders, and fourth year we had a good competition. So you can see like how the Big Ten has gotten even better every single year, and it's a really good league overall, top to bottom. I think when I was there, the last 2 years I was there, we had like 6 or 7 women's team ranked in the top 25 or going to the NCAA tournament. So it is very competitive.
Mm-hmm. And then you got a question, Dave?
Yeah, I had a question more so towards your WNBA career because you got drafted by Connecticut Sun. What was that experience like? For one, being drafted, Going across. You're from Maryland, so what was it like moving from Maryland going to Connecticut, living up there? I know it's cold up there most of the time. So what was that experience like? And just your entire NBA career, what was the whole experience like?
Yeah, so like you said, I got drafted, but it was during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
so I never got the draft.
Oh,
Oh, oh, you saw. Can you hear us, Kyla? Oh, she can't hear us.
nah. Hold on.
Hold on. I mean,
Technical difficulties.
can't hear you. Can't hear you. All right. So I'm just. She's gonna have to come back off. Hold on.
Yeah,
Nah.
we can't hear you.
I might just. She's gonna have to come back. Yeah. Somebody probably try to call her. She's on her phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna ask her about before WBA because she did go against Sabrina in the tournament. You know,
Oh,
she did.
That's Oregon, right? Yeah, Sabrina was Oregon.
She went to Oregon. They played them when Sabrina was a freshman. They played them in the tournament, whatever. But I remember they lost to them. But
Sabrina was different in college.
yeah, she was a triple double. Like she wasn't getting triple doubles like a bunch, but that was her type of game. Like she can do everything. All right, let's get her back on. All right, let's get her back on. All right,
You hear me?
yeah,
you're good now. You're good now.
I'm sorry, I'm overseas. Sometimes the Wi-Fi acts up, so
it's cool.
sorry about that. But to your question is, I didn't have like the draft that I dreamed of. It was COVID, so I didn't get the. They call your name, you walk in you walk on the stage, you get your jersey, all that stuff. I actually did it in the living room of my house, and it was still a good moment. I will never forget it. I was surrounded by family, my mom. We did it up where we all dressed up, had dinner before, try to make it seem as real to the close thing as possible. But all in all, like heard my name pop up on the screen, or see my name pop up on the screen, and I got drafted to Connecticut. And at first, like, of course, I was so happy because that's always been my dream. But the competitive person in me, I was just like, I should have been drafted earlier. You know what I'm saying? So I was a little, mixed feelings. But at the end of the day, I had to realize like this was something that I've been telling people I wanted to do since I was 14 years old, and to see the dream kind of come into fruition. I got drafted. That was the first step. It was just amazing, and it was a blessing. So I was very thankful for that. But then, that also gave me like some more fire, a chip on my shoulder that, okay, I got the chance. Now I have to show and prove everybody what I can do. And so, like you said, I went to Connecticut, but my first year, because of COVID, we weren't in Connecticut. We were all in Florida in the bubble. So that was an experience, playing in the bubble your first year. I think that isn't the first year you imagine you want to travel to the different states, you want to see the different arenas. But for me, all the players were in one area. So I got to meet all the players. Usually you'll play a team and then you leave. Like, no, you'll play a team and then we're all going to the hotel and you see each other in the lobby, you see each other at the pool. So I did get to meet like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Brittany Griner, and actually get to talk to them, kind of pick their brain, versus just like passing, you play against them and then you just leave. So I think that was the cool part of my rookie year, is that all the players were together, and it was during COVID, it was during the Black Lives Matter movement. And you just saw, like, for me, from the inside out, you saw how collective the league is. There's only 144 players. And when we were going through that, I remember one day when I can't remember, it was a certain incident, and we came together as a collective. We had a meeting with all the players, and we were like, what do we want to do? Like, do we want to sit out and end our season? But, we're all risking our lives coming to play, in a sense, to support our families. So we can't really sit out a season, but what can we do? So we decided to have a mental health day, and players sat out their games for like 3 days. And we just did that together as a team. So you see how united the league is, and how we do care for each other as people, not just as players. It can be very cutthroat in the professional level, but in that moment in the bubble, you saw like how one the league was. So that was a really unique experience. And then just playing, my rookie year, I had less pressure because you're in the bubble, you know what I'm saying? You can't, we only had the people that we came with. So I had more freedom to, play and just play myself. And I did pretty good in my rookie year. And we went to the semifinals, but lost, unfortunately, to Vegas. And that was my first year. Came back second year with Connecticut. same type of thing. Like, I played very well.
Mm. Oh, it happened again. It did. I want to throw. Okay. Yeah, yeah, she gotta do it again. Yeah, she was going there.
She
That
was.
bubble,
She was.
that bubble life. I
Yeah, I think
forgot.
you noticed it that time though.
Yeah, yeah. I think like when you know how when you get a call and it just mutes everything,
Hmm.
But let's go. All right,
Um,
there we go. All right,
I'm so sorry. I
it's
don't know what's
okay.
going on.
It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah,
Continue.
second year, same thing. Was starting. Started a couple games. Started in the playoffs, and we lost in the semifinals to Chicago. And they end up winning the whole thing. So it was my experience in the league has been really, really good. This past season, I was playing with Seattle Storm. Um, and I have been, up and down in the league, just trying to find my right setting, find my right place. Between my second and third year, I did get cut, unfortunately. It was more of a money situation than a skill situation, but it just, to me, everything happens for a reason. So it did
Mhm,
just build like my character and my confidence. And even though I had to go through that, something I did not expect, I think it made me better as a player. I had to sit back and reevaluate what can I do. And I kind of went back to the basics and started working on the little things. The thing about the league is everybody's just as good. Everybody's just as strong. Everybody's just as fast. Like college, you'll have one, three, four players that stand out. You can see they're going to the next level. But the league, these are all the best players and all the college teams, coming together. And so I had to figure out, or still doing it. It's a daily process. I can always get better. But I had to figure out how can I separate myself, and that's just your IQ. How you can get to your spots, how you can create for others, how you can be effective in the system, because coming in as a younger player, you have to earn your spot. So they're going to run plays for your big name players, your veterans. How can I get mine within the system without doing too much, in a sense? So I think for me, that was, the biggest jump for me is just understanding how I can get my game, evolve it. From Maryland, I played more of a post guard. Now I'm a straight guard. I play point guard to three. I could play anywhere, but in the league, I'm not that big compared to some of these other women. So I'm playing a 1 to 3 versus a 3 and 4. So just changing my game almost completely, kind of,
mm,
sort of. So it's been a up and down journey, but at the end of the day, I am blessed to do what I do for a living. I'm doing what I love. Right now, I'm playing overseas in Hungary, and I play with in the Hungarian league, but also EuroLeague, which is probably the second best league behind the WNBA. And right
mhm,
now, we're doing very well. We finished second in our bracket, and we are in the playoffs starting in a couple weeks. And yeah, like I can't complain. I'm doing what I love and traveling the world, and you know trying to figure out what next year or this summer is going to be looking like.
mhm. And it's funny you already answered the question. We had a super chat come in. All right, shout out to Cardo with 199 super chat. He asked, "What position you play, big sis? Shooting guard?" But you already kind of answered that. You
Yeah,
know.
like I play everywhere. Anywhere a coach needs me to play, I will.
Mhm,
But my true position is the guard, 2, 3. But with my team right now, we all play all positions. So I'll play the point guard, shooting guard, small forward. But in the league, for sure, when I was playing with Connecticut, I was a two guard.
mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember when you talked about I had went to y'all playoff game. Who do y'all play before Chicago that year in Connecticut? Y'all played a difference because y'all were the number one seed that year.
I
All
think
right,
yeah, we were.
y'all
We were
played
the number
somebody
one.
before Chicago,
was it
and
Seattle?
I'm not sure, but I went to a couple of games then, but then I went to a lot of games at the
No, they
Chicago,
can't.
and
Yeah. I
I
think it
know.
might have been. I think it was Dallas or Washington, one of those, because it was before they did the best 2 out of 3, and it was just like a 1 game win.
Mm-hmm. And then um I remember y'all when y'all played Chicago, you mentioned something that's key. In the professional league, right?
Hmm.
It's more now everybody's skill, like you said, and this goes for everything, right? Like NFL, NBA, everybody's skill. Now you got to figure out how, like you said, how to get to your spots quicker, your angles, like your IQ. And when I watched Candace Parker, play in that series, I can see the veteran presence. You know, like I can see
Yeah.
like she's been here before. You know, she like everything's in slow motion for her. So and it leads me to my question to you, like, what player did you grow up like modeling your game around, or who was your favorite player growing up in the WNBA?
Well, I have a couple. It's like I said, I'm very versatile, so I try to steal from different players. But like
Mhm.
Maya Moore, I've always watched her when she was in UConn, when she went to the WNBA. I thought she was great. I feel like we're very similar in terms of she can play anywhere, and she plays bigger than what she really is, and she's just a dog, honestly. Always watched Candace, like you said. Like there's something about her game where like you're not gonna speed her up even though she's a five, on the roster, she can play anywhere. She's versatile. She's a great passer, a great scorer, a great shooter, a great leader. So I've always loved watching her. Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. I mean, those are the goats. I'm glad I got to meet them and like pick their brains. But in terms of WNBA, I've been like I have a good number of players. Even now, I love Jewel Lloyd. I got to work with her at Seattle and just seeing her work ethic and like how she thinks. We would do film sessions and break down stuff together. Um, but my overall favorite player is Kobe Bryant. I,
Mm,
I grew up watching him when he was dominating, and I just always loved his mentality. And same with Michael Jordan. Necessarily didn't grow up watching him, but obviously like would watch his highlights, read his books, and just loved his mindset as well towards the game. So those are some players that I looked up to.
all right, let's get it, man. I like that. I like that. And you got it's a couple. Somebody else asked a question. Same guy. He asked first. He asked, "What was the hardest competition overseas? Who's the hardest competition overseas?"
Definitely right now, the Euro League that I'm in, like I said, it's the second best league behind the WNBA. It has WNBA players, but also players from all over Europe. And I think top to bottom, the league is good. There's a one Turkish team that has Emma Misemen, who won with Washington a couple years ago. Kayla McBride, who's in the league. Natasha Howard, who's won 2 or 3 championships with Seattle. Nafisa Collier. They're pretty stacked. I would say
Hmm.
that that's been my biggest competition. But in terms of just the entire league, I think is really good. I've seen, it's a different style of basketball out here. And
Hmm.
they might not look the strongest or the fastest, but they're very smart. They know how to get to their spots, and they're very skillful. Like they're very, very skillful out here. And I love the Euro League. It's another league on top of what we do already in Hungary, but it's very competitive. And I played in the W, which is probably more competitive, but I wasn't the go-to player just yet because I was still young, still making my way. But now being the go-to player for this team, I'm getting double team coming up the screens,
Hmm.
scouting for me, and I have the ball in my hands more. So I think it definitely developed my game because now, being one of the main players, teams are trying to stop you. So now I have to figure out counters, different ways how I can score and make an impact. And so I think this year is my first year in the EuroLeague. I've made a completely big jump in my game.
Mm, that's good.
I got one question for you.
Mhm.
When you talk about the WNBA, what do you think is needed to improve WNBA viewership the way that the ladies can actually make a lot more money?
I think what they're doing now is just more exposure. These last couple of years from 2020 to now, like they signed a big deal with ESPN, but now they're having different avenues of streaming. Like you can catch the games on Twitter, you can catch it on Peacock, you can catch it on their app. They have Sue Bird just came out with the streaming called Together, and they have more avenues of streaming and getting the game out there. Before it used to be just on ESPN2 or NBA TV, and you needed a subscription. So now that it's being more visible, people are able to see it. People are hearing about it more, and I think it's improving. It's going in the right direction. Obviously, we still have a lot of work to do, but even on the college level, these players are getting these big NIL deals and making a big name, and now people are looking forward to seeing how they do in the professional level. So all of
Mhm.
these things like carry on, and I think it's definitely improving, and I think it's only going to be going up from here, honestly. So I just think just the exposure that they're doing now. A lot of people are really interested in the W, especially these last couple of years. You know, they had sold out games, especially with the playoffs, and the competition is just getting even better. Like these young girls coming up are more explosive, more skilled, more, eye catching. So like I feel like it's gonna be really, really good in these next couple of years.
That's good.
I
So,
know y'all got a super chat. I was about to ask a question.
yeah. Okay, so we're gonna end it with the super chat question. That's a great question. But Carl, you gonna ask one? I'm gonna ask one. Then we're gonna do the super chat. Unless Dave, you got another one.
Nah, she answered my question that I
That
had.
was a great question, Dave.
It was, man. I remember 'cause I used to watch the WNBA when I was in like middle school. Y'all used to catch a little ABC spot here and there. But my question to you is: so the men's Euro League, they have 2 American spots. Is there a limit on how many Americans be on the Euro in women's basketball, or is it like no limit? It just has to be a certain amount of Euro players. How that work?
No, I think it's the same amount. So you can have two foreigners slash Americans, like as long as they're not European, only two of them can play. So technically, me and one of my teammates is Australian. We're our two foreigners, but everybody else is European. So you do have those restrictions in the Hungarian league. Like you can only play 3 foreigners in one game, or 4 foreigners in one game, and only 3 at a time. So with EuroLeague, you could have an unlimited amount of foreigners as long as they're European. Only 2 Americans, but you can play up to however many European foreigners if they're not from your country, if you get what I'm saying. But in the Hungarian league, you have every league has different restrictions. So in the Hungarian league, you can only play 4. So we have 5 foreigners, one of us have to sit out every game because we have 5, and then only 3 at one time. But the same with the EuroLeague. I think it's the same with the men as well.
A lot of people didn't know that. That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't want this to be messy, but which environment would you rather play in more between these 3? College, Euro, or WNBA?
I feel like they're all different. I'd say for me, WNBA is also ultimately my goal because I'm home. More people, my family can come to the games a little bit easier. I'm not too far. I'm not 6 hours, 8 hours ahead. I'm home, and it's probably the best league, top to bottom, with competition. College is different because they take care of you. You know what I'm saying? You have everything provided, especially depending on what college you go to. But you have your meals, your apartment. They're gonna have people look out for you school wise, and they have such more structure. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I don't want to do school anymore. I don't need the structure. I like the freedom that I get as a professional. But in terms of like being overseas, you don't have certain places, depending on where you go, you don't have certain access to like recovery stuff, trainers. I've been on teams where we didn't have an athletic trainer. We had to tape our own ankles, and we had to like take care of ourselves. This is not this team. This team has been one of the best teams I've had, like facility wise, and recovery and all that other stuff outside of basketball. But ultimately, WNBA has always been my goal to like solidify and stay. And eventually, when I'm a little bit older, I wouldn't want to play overseas all the time because I'm so far from my family. I feel like I miss out on a lot of things. And you're out here for 7, 8 months of the year, and then you go to the WNBA. So I've only been home in 2023. I was home for 3 weeks out of the entire year. And it was 1 week between each season. So it was like, if I can be home playing the W and then have an off season, recuperate, get my body right for the next season, that's the goal. But right now, while I'm young, I love the traveling. I love being able to explore. Like this year, I went to Greece, I went to Turkey, I went to Italy, I went to Spain, all through EuroLeague, all through basketball. And I'm going to places I probably never will go to, if I didn't have this opportunity. So I like that I have the best of both worlds, but eventually, like the WNBA is probably where I want to just like kind of stay and eventually retire in.
That's
I
good.
like that answer, but that wasn't kind of what I was getting at. I'm talking about in terms of hooping in the gym, which
Hooping?
environment. Like,
Well,
the college atmosphere is crazy.
I think WNBA, like I said, it's the best league top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these top players from EuroLeague come into the WNBA to play. So I'd say WNBA.
All right. So before we get to the last question, I have to ask you this question. All right. So you have wonderful parents. All right, wonderful parents that you learn from. Pretty
Great
sure that
parents.
you got like great stories about them and all that stuff. Just give people a snippet of like the impact your parents had on you as far as your career.
Yeah, I mean, my parents are one of like my reasons for doing these things, but they've also, since I was a young child, instilled a lot of the habits and discipline that I have now. So, my dad, he's big on goals since we were young. Like, since I can remember, we've always written down goals. And that might be different from year to year. It's kindergarten talking about how I have all A's, I'll be the best, you know what I'm saying? He's always told us, if we say, oh, we can't do this, he'd be like, no, you can. Like, don't even say that. So, like, they've
Mhm.
always instilled that confidence and that discipline. My mom is an Olympic track athlete. She'll say we got our athleticism from her. And so she instilled like the hard work, both of them coming over from the Caribbean to America where they had no family, no friends, and building a life by themselves, they've always demonstrated, hard work and being disciplined and following your dreams, regardless of how it might look in the moment. So they've had a huge impact on where I am today. Even today, like my dad, he texts me before every single game. He's done this since college,
Yep.
where he would text me like, have a good game, play hard, attack fast and strong, Mamba mentality, you're the best, you're a champion. And I could send you messages up to the last game I played a couple weeks ago. I look forward to this text. He sends me a text every single game. We'll talk about it. And they don't really know nothing about basketball. They only know basketball through me. So they sound a little crazy sometimes, but like my parents have been such a big inspiration in my career and my life. They've always supported me, even when things weren't easy. My dad, paying for trainers, and
Mhm.
even though things were easy, he has three other kids. They've just always made a way for all of us. They're actually coming out in a couple weeks to come visit and come watch me play. So yeah, their support means everything to me. I think that
Mhm.
keeps me going. When I got cut, I was kind of down in a dark place for a little bit, but my dad was always there, just saying like, "Hey, it's a part of life. Like, how you respond is what really matters." And so they just always been there for me.
Yeah, like watching them father y'all, father and mother y'all is like it's inspirational. Like it's inspiring, and
Very inspirational.
yeah, I remember you played for U.S. in Taipei, Taiwan, and they went. Like that's
Every single game, they was there.
they were
Yes, and
there.
that's great. Like no other, like my dad, my senior year traveled to every away game I think except once, so except one, and no other parent was there. No other parent could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And just the fact that he would take his time, like sometimes drive late at night. I think one he was telling me when I had a tournament in high school, it was in Tennessee. He would drive like 3 or 4 hours every day from Atlanta or every night from Atlanta just to come back and forth to the games. And so I didn't even know he was doing all this stuff, but like the fact that him and my mother would always go out their way just to show support, just to have that face in the stands, it goes a long way. But I didn't
yeah.
know like behind the scenes like what they were doing. But yes, they traveled across the world to come, watch me play. I mean, they did do their tours and their excursions and they had their fun, don't get me wrong, but they were the only parents, to do that when
Mm,
I'm around in Maryland.
that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Yeah, I had to ask you that. Oh, yeah, you got to do it. Go ahead, Dave. Go and put it up.
So
Just a
we got
question.
this question from Tomo, who's the other guy on our show, but he's out on injured reserve right now. If you had any advice to give a young hooper, I saw the spell check, Tomo. I got you. Just starting to play. What would it be?
Um, I know it sounds cliche, but it's just like having that belief in yourself. I know people say that, but that is what really keeps you going. Because there's going to be so many ups and downs in the career. I've had so many ups and downs. I've had friends told me I wasn't going to make it. I had a lot of people doubt. I've gotten cut. I've been on the highest of highs, lowest of lows. But what keeps me here, keeps me going, even when things aren't necessarily going how I wanted to right now, is my belief. Like like the Lord has given me these visions of me playing in the highest level, dominating on the highest level. And I know that if I keep working and I keep doing what I need to do, I will get there sometime. And it may seem crazy to other people, but as long as you believe in yourself and you keep working, I think that's the most important part. Like just working, whether that's a little things. Like I remember when I was younger, we couldn't get to a court. I'd be in the basement dribbling, at least if it was 30 minutes a day. Me and my brother would be in the garage outside dribbling the basketball. And people don't realize, but those little things add up. That 1% adds up. If you're doing 1% every single day, then you're getting better 10% in 10 days. You know what I'm saying? So it's just believing yourself, doing the little things, and just setting goals for yourself. A lot of people just go through life and they don't have a plan, they don't have goals, and it's like, what are you working for? So from 8th grade, you can ask my classmates, I told them I'm going to play in the WNBA. And they laughed. They said I sounded crazy. You know what I'm saying? But look what happened. That was a goal that I set from young, and I did everything to work there. I missed parties with people. I missed hanging out with people. But ultimately, like, I got to where I always dreamed of. And to live in this dream, it all pays off. But you just have to go through the process. It's a long journey, but it's very possible when you believe in yourself and you just keep working.
That's good. It's all about your mindset. Very mindset. I do want to give a quick shout out though to your brother Akil, Coach Kill. I know you mentioned Eleanor Roosevelt. He hit a game winner for the state championship, or to go to the state championship.
To go to the state championship.
A reverse layup, that was tough. Reverse layup.
But he's always been my biggest role model. I tell everybody he was my first trainer. Even though, it was me rebounding for him that he would get out of it. Like we'd be in the hot summer sun and he's like, okay, you shoot 5, I make 10. And I'm like, okay, so I'll miss 5 shots and it's his turn. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm such a good rebounder, because I used to rebound for him for hours. But yeah, that's my my best friend. When we would go to the rec and play with his friends, they wouldn't want to pick me up because I was the girl, they didn't think I was good. But my brother would be like, if you pick me up, you gotta pick my little sister up. And then we would run house on everybody in the gym. So like my brother has always installed confidence in me, and even to this day when I go home, that's my trainer. So yeah.
Shout out to Art.
Yeah.
Coach Kill. But yeah, appreciate you, Kaila. This was a really good interview. I'm pretty sure everybody learned something from this interview, learn more about you. And definitely we'll definitely ask you to come back on in the future. So let's get ready for that.
Sure. Anytime. Like I said, this was long overdue, so I'm glad we were able to make this work. But anytime, just let me know. I'm happy to come back on.
Yes, definitely glad you came on. We appreciate you.
Of course, thank you.
Yes, I appreciate you. There y'all go, Kaila Charles. There you go. All right, Kaila, enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, bye, y'all.
Let's get it.
Peace.
That was good. All right, let's wrap this up, y'all. That was a good one, man. We didn't even mention CTC, man. Come on, man. You the college guru. I didn't even mention that. She'll go back and watch this. But my last words is this, man. Football's almost over, man. Carl, March and April is almost here, Carl. You about to be fully in NBA soon.
March
Madness. You on mute, Carl. If you was talking.
And don't worry about March, man. February been lit.
Yeah, know, I see the college basketball chat going crazy. Carl keep trying to inform me with 8 4 and everything. Man.
Wait for like, by like 40.
So I know you see but the Kings, man, I don't know what to say about them right now. Shout out to Carl, the Pistons won. Right? So it's crazy. Carl was talking in the chat like no free wings. It's crazy. Carl, I don't know you watched the show, but I didn't watch it live. I had movie night with my wife and I watched it literally the next morning. And then I came on the show. I said, I can only imagine what Carl was saying, man.
I told you, I like my 5 wings, my house.
Oh, yeah, that was no, the little leg. I'm like, what?
That was so funny, though.
So the Kings, I don't know what's going on, but the Commanders are making some moves. I like the coaching moves they're making. So, but this is one of them seasons, y'all. I'm not gonna be too high. It's like we gotta wait and see what happens type season. I'm still gonna get my feel good mode, but I'm not gonna make no outlandish predictions. All right. So, but hashtag swipe a season like the bean. Shout out to the whole R2L network and family. Carl.
Oh, it's on me? Oh, my bad. All right, cool. Last words. Hey, look, I got some wings in the microwave right now. I went to American Deli, got some wings, and we won again. So I can go get some more wings, celebrate another dub, comeback win against Portland. Jeremy Grant put up 49, but it wasn't enough. Shout out Jalen Durant, another 2020 game for the boy. Cade, we won with Cade Vaughn. So now 4-4, 4 wins with him, 4 wins without him.
I know. It's crazy.
My last, it's so sad. I got to celebrate 8 wins, but it is what it is. Another last word, UAB, like I touched on, UAB FAU lived up to the hype, man. What a game. UAB pulls off the upset in overtime. Yaxel Lindenberg, 17 points, 21 rebounds for UAB. John L. Davis, I believe, finished with 17 points for FAU. UAB is now 8-0 against FAU at home. So shout out to them. Huge win for UAB to become bid stealers. Penn State now has won 3 straight with the win against Iowa yesterday I think they won at home. Yeah, they won at home. Ace Baldwin took over the game late. Just could not be stopped. Hit a huge 3. I think hit a couple threes. Penn State was just on fire from 3 against Iowa. Huge win for Penn State. And huge win for Arizona, able to finally give Utah their first loss at home, win the triple overtime 105-99 game. Couldn't watch it because Pac-12 Network sucks. That's not on YouTube TV. That was another gripe I had. She brought up Peacock. Oh, Peacock, man. I couldn't even watch the MSU game Tuesday because Peacock wanted to take the game. Man. So Peacock's been killing me with taking these Big Ten games.
You should have told me, man, I got a Peacock, then you could have just used my my subscription.
It's cool. I didn't feel like downloading the app on my Fire Stick. Probably having to delete something off my Fire Stick to download it and all that. I was just like, man, I just had to miss it. But college basketball is for sure heating up, man. It's heating up. Tomorrow, CTC is going to be another game day style show. So if you want to join, just let me know. You know, it's an open door policy. Peacock didn't save me. I know we lost at the barn. This is a tough barn to win at. But and Cam Christie, I don't know why you ain't follow your brother to MSU. You anyway. But yeah, those are my final words.
Yeah, my final words are Miami Heat winning 4 of the last 5. It's starting to look a little good right now. Shout out to the Disney Orlando Magic, though. You know, they said that we wouldn't win that series, and we won it 3-1 again this time. So I need a shirt from both of y'all because that was the bet in all season. Don't think I forgot about that. I need that bet. Thank you very much. I rewatched that game, and it was domination throughout. So let me go ahead and get that. And shout out to the San Francisco 49ers for making it back to the Super Bowl. We have an opportunity to win it, and it's been a quest for 6 for so long. Let's go ahead and close that chapter and win number 6. It's our biggest competition. It seems like it might become a rivalry because this is the second time we've seen them in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go ahead and even the field, win this game. And let's show the NFC why we're the best team in the NFC.
Hey, Dave, I'm going to root for y'all, bro. I'm going to root for you. I hope y'all win. All right. If you're going against a bad man, I'm going to be nervous for you.
Hey,
I got you.
I'm not overly confident.
I got you.
I know who we're going against. So
I'm going to root for y'all, though.
Hey, I got the colors on to represent. Let's get this. Bang, bang, 9 game.
Let's get it. All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today. And we'll see y'all on Monday after the Super Bowl.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.